Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Izam bin Sulaiman and I'm from Group Nitro 5. Today, I will talk about the anxiety problems among the college students all around the world. I will discuss about the problems, its symptoms, and finally the methods to prevent this psychological problem from happening. Stress, depression, and anxiety are major and commonly reported issue among the student. Mostly stress and depression among college youths are cause of their educational and academics performance. The college students are the future of our society. They represent the society investment for future. Thus, their mental health is an important factor not only for them, their own right, but also for society, as they are the one who are contributing for a larger part of society. The psychological problems like stress, depression, and anxiety among college students are increasing every year. There are many reasons for such psychological problem. Most common problems for those kinds of emotional disorders are greater academic demands, change in social and family life, new and different environment. Most common reasons for stress, depression, and other psychological problems are time stress, failure, tough competition, academic pressure. Some other problems include emotional breakdowns due to inferior feeling for some life is not worthy. Next, my friend will continue to talk about this topic: anxiety among college students.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Fazul Munir bin Muhammad Fazil, and now I will talk about cause of anxiety. Experiencing occasional anxiety is a normal part of life. However, people with anxiety disorders frequently have intense, excessive, and persistent worry and fear about everyday situation. Often, anxiety disorder involve repeated episodes of sudden feeling of intense anxiety and fear or terror that reach a peak within minutes, or in other words, are panic attacks. The causes of anxiety disorder are not fully understood. Life experiences such as traumatic events appear to trigger anxiety disorders in people who are already prone to anxiety. Inherited trait also can be a factor. For some people, anxiety may be linked to underlying health issue. In some cases, anxiety signs and symptoms are the first indicators of medical illness. If your doctor suspect your anxiety may have a medical cause, he or she may order to look for a sign of a problem. Example of medical problem that can be linked to anxiety include heart disease, diabetes, thyroid problems such as hyperthyroidism, respiratory disorders such as chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or the short term is COPD, and asthma, drug misuse or withdrawal from alcohol, anti-anxiety medication such as benzodiazepine or other medication, chronic or irritable bowel syndrome, rare tumor that produce certain fight or flight hormone. Sometimes anxiety can be a side effect of certain medication. It's possible that your anxiety may be due to an underlying medical condition. If you don't have any blood relative, such as a parent or sibling with an anxiety disorder, you didn't have an anxiety disorder as a child, you don't avoid certain things or situation because of anxiety, you have a sudden occurrence of anxiety that seems unrelated to life event, and you didn't have a previous history of anxiety. This may increase your risk of developing an anxiety disorder. Trauma. Children who endure abuse or trauma or witness traumatic event are at higher risk of developing an anxiety disorder at some point in life. Adults who experience a traumatic event also can develop anxiety disorder. Next is stress due to an illness. Having a health condition or serious illness can cause significant worry about issues such as your treatment and your future. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Zulkifli bin Umar. So, after we heard about what are the causes of anxiety among the students, so let's move about what are the effects of anxiety among the students. Anxiety affects individuals' well-being, including sleep. Sleep are important to our body, especially when we are to recover our brain after the whole day we had used it. Next are diet. When someone have an anxiety, it can encourage students to lose their appetite and make them lose the nutrients for their body needed. Lastly, anxiety affects their mental and health problem. Mental and health problem make the student to take a suicide, especially due to this pandemic COVID-19. Students who have these disorders are at risk of suffering from poor academic performance and resistance to anything school related. These can include lack of engagement in the classroom, poor relationship with peers and teachers, and disinterest in pursuing passions and planning for the future. Their learning is also affected due to the fact that anxiety and depression can impact the working memory, which make it challenging to retain new information and recall previously learned information. Anxiety and depression negatively influence academic progress and encourage underachievement. Students with high level of anxiety score lower on IQ and achievement tests than their peers. That's all about the effect of anxiety among the students. That's all from me. Thank you so much.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Amishami bin Saiful Anwar, and today I would like to talk about the statistic of anxiety among the college students. So during the COVID-19 outbreak, this was the time when almost all the universities in Malaysia shifted their mode of teaching from physical to virtual. The sudden change in the mode of teaching due to the potential risks of death caused by COVID-19, isolation and lockdown have increased the anxiety level and created extreme stress to the general public and students alike. The abnormal stress and depressions amongst students not only affect their performance but also is associated with heightened self-injury and suicidal attempts. So the data that I was referring to is from the MedRic RSIB website posted on 13 October 2020. The Menhun and Kapolnaki examined the impact of COVID-19 on the mental health of university students in Greece. They collected the data from 1,000 university students and found that 42.5% of the total sample population had anxiety and 74.3% depressions. Using the similar data, partially found that depression was present in 12.43% and severe distress was present in 13.46% of the sample populations. Of concerns, they noticed a 2.59% increase in suicidal thought. So the psychological impact of COVID-19 in Malaysian students is a relatively unexplored phenomenon. They explored the anxiety among students in Malaysia and found that around 57% of the students were experiencing moderate to severe anxiety. Surprisingly, only 37% of students were aware of mental health support services which are provided by their institutions. Additionally, gender as well and internet access were a protective factor against anxiety. Despite the potentials for the internet to increase anxiety through constant worrying news reports, whereas age above 20 years, ethnicity as Chinese, decreased family income, a pre-existing disease, spending more 30 minutes weekly on watching or reading COVID-19 related news, and having infected families or friends were viewed as major risk factors for anxiety. So basically for this result, these are likely to be of interest to education policy setters around the globe, as the majority of students around the world have experienced very similar issues during COVID-19 lockdown, as teaching has been online and so they confront the common issues. So I think that's all from me. Next I will proceed with Muzammil. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muzammil bin Suhaimi. I will continue about anxiety during pandemic COVID-19. The outbreak of coronavirus disease has been substantially influencing the life and living of people across the world, especially after the declaration of a global pandemic by the World Health Organization in the second week of March 2020. As of June 7, 2020, around 6.1 million people were infected with the COVID-19, with a confirmed fatality of another 0.4 million worldwide. Hence, many countries implemented a range of anti-epidemic measures such as restricting travel for foreign nationals, closing down public space, and shutting down the entire transit system to contain the transmission of the highly contagious infection from human to human. Research shows that people who follow COVID-19 news the most experience more anxiety. Most of the news published on COVID-19 are distressing, and sometimes news are exaggerated with rumors, which is why anxiety levels rise when a person is constantly exposed to COVID-19 news. Misinformation and fabricated reports about COVID-19 can exacerbate depressive symptoms in the general population. The latest and most accurate information such as the number of people who have improved and the progress of medications and vaccines can reduce anxiety levels. In this regard, mental health professionals recommend promoting healthy behaviors, avoiding exposure to negative news, and using alternative communication methods such as social networks and digital communication platforms to prevent social isolation. In conclusion, COVID-19 not only causes physical health concerns but also results in a number of physiological disorders. The spread of the new coronavirus can impact the mental health of people in different communities. Thus, it is essential to preserve the mental health of individuals and to develop physiological intervention that can improve the mental health of vulnerable groups during the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you.